Our journey continues this week with our Torah reading of Yitro. Moses' father-in-law, Reuel Yitro, makes a journey with his daughter, Moses' wife, Zipporah, and his grandsons, Moses and Zipporah's sons, Gershom and Eleazar. And together, they all join the Israelites on their journey. Yitro had heard all through which we had been and all that God had done for us. He recognized the power and the glory of God. And he proclaimed, Baruch Adonai, blessed be the Lord. Yitro, Reuel, realized how important it is to give thanks when thanks is due, and to give thanks to whom thanks is due. There in the desert, Vayeshev Moshe lishpot et ha'am. Moses sat as judge for the people. Min haboker ad ha'arev, from morning until evening. People went to him to inquire about God, lidrosh Elohim, when they had a matter or dispute. Ki yiyeh lahem davar. Moses justly helped them all. V'hodati et chukei ha'Elohim v'et Toratav. He makes known to them the laws and teachings of God. Yitro, however, expressed some concern to Moses. Navol tibol, you will surely wear yourself out. Lo tuchal asu livadecha, you cannot do it alone. Yitro thus helped Moses techezeh, to seek out Anshe Chayil, capable men. He defined what we should seek to find in our leaders, what qualifications we should require of our leaders, if only. Yirei Elohim, who fear God. Anshe Emet, trustworthy men. Sonei vatsa, who spurn ill-gotten gain. And they set these men as chiefs, sareh, to help the people and to help judge the people. V'haya kol hadavar hagadol yaviyu elecha. Have them bring every major dispute to you, to Moses. V'chol hadavar hakaton yishpituhem. Let them decide every minor dispute themselves. V'hakel me'alecha. Make it more manageable for you. V'nasu itach. By letting them share the burden with you. With a good, just system of leadership so set up for the people, they continued on their journey. And 3 months after leaving Egypt, on the 3rd new moon, B'chodesh HaShlishi, we entered the wilderness of Sinai. Ba'u midbar Sinai. And God called to Moses from Mount Sinai. Vayikra elav Adonai min hahar lemor. He instructed Moses to remind the people all we have been through and all he did for us. And he reminded us, and he reminds us that we have a choice on how we live. And as such, we have a choice often of the consequences we receive. Im shamoa tishma'u bikoli, ushmartem et briti, v'yitem li segula mikol ha'amim. If you will obey me faithfully and keep my covenant, you shall be a virtue to me from all the peoples. We have the choice to keep the covenant and to be a holy nation, v'goy kadosh. We Jews are often referred to as the chosen people, but I think it is important here to note that it is not a matter of us claiming any sense of superiority, but it is a choosing to take on responsibility, to be or legoyim, to be a light unto the nations, to learn God's rules, to follow God's rules, to set such a good example for others to follow, to be more good, to do more good, and to bring more good into this world. We have the opportunity to choose to continue with our covenant with God every time we give thanks where thanks is due. Every time we study Torah, every time we follow Torah, every child who becomes a bar mitzvah, every time we don a talit and wrap ourselves in the commandments, every time these and more, we are choosing and reaffirming our choosing to continue with our covenant with God and to commit to our part of this agreement. If we are to be the chosen people, it is because we are so choosing to follow God's ways and to lead by and to set the good example of God's ways. As this parashah continues, God communicates further with Moses and builds up to a grand shofar blast. Shofar so good? But first, before the people are called to Mount Sinai with the shofar, Moses is instructed to warn the people to stay pure, v'kidashtam, and wash their clothes, v'kibsu shimlotam. And then on the third day, as morning dawned, there was thunder and lightning and a dense cloud upon the mountainside and a very loud blast of the shofar. And the people trembled. And Moses led them to the foot of Mount Sinai. It is then that what we call the Ten Commandments, Aseret HaDavarim, are given orally to the people for the very first time. A powerful and important and empowering step in our journey to become the people, Goy Kadosh, the holy nation that we can become. And I will leave you with that to ponder as I wish you the Shabbat Shalom.